Hello! Oh, jeez. Well, something's leaking. Hello, and welcome back to Ace Attorney Investigations. I am feeling much better. I just got a little bit of a cough right now. Sorry I was on mute when I started. I'm making pasta at the same time. Why did I decide to stream while making pasta? I don't know. Because I want to stream, but I'm hungry. So, I ate a slice of bread with Havarti cheese. And I had some pork tenderloin left over from another meal, so I just made that. Oops. I'm trying to make macaroni right now, but it's saying, hey, I want to spill all over the place, even though I filled the water to half the pot size, but, you know, fuck me. So, there's that. Oh, okay, cool, that should be chilling now. Stay in my head. God damn it. Okay, anyway. So last we left off, we have a Japanese dude who's being accused of murdering a woman. Nobody saw the murderer. Sherlock Holmes led the people to him, and somehow he uses detective skills. And so yeah, we met Iris Wilson, and she was like, "Oh, Gregson won't tell you shit. Take him this, and he'll tell you everything." And we're like, "Okay." So we just gave it to him, and so. What was that coin exactly? It's a silver crown, obviously. But it's a lot more than that. What is it? It's, well, an appearance fee. An appearance fee? That's what it is? What? An appearance fee? Oh, I see. You mean... That's right. For the adventures of Sherlock Holmes, her ladyship always offers me a little financial reward for featuring me every time. Ah, so she paid him a little bit. That's all. It was just money. Yes, of course. I know all about your exploits, Inspector. I read them avidly. Avidly? Yeah. Of course. Her using my name without my say-so does not make me the butt of all lot of pleasant jokes. But still. I'm sorry, Inspector. That must be difficult for you. Never mind you that. So, what do you want to know from me then? Sorry? Tell the gentleman in black whatever he wants to know. I trust that won't be a problem. Well, obviously it's not a problem. Go on, fire away then. What do you want to know? How to stop pasta from fucking overflowing every fucking time I make it. Look at it. Oh my god. I poured water out, but somehow it still made it to the top. Please explain. Explain, Inspector! Well, if you wouldn't mind, Inspector, we'd very much like to know the address of Mr. Natsume's lodgings. Please and thank you. Ah, the little knife-wielding, mustache Japanese fellow. He lives in right old hovel, just over there. Look. Natsume is okay. Oh my freaking god. I'm not looking at the screen because every time I literally look away, even though there's water pouring out from it, and I pour water out myself, it's still overflow. I know how to cook, okay? Don't mind me, but for some reason with pasta, it always overflows. It's freaking stupid. Oh my god, it makes me so mad. Maybe it's almost done. I could freaking take this out. I think it's al dente. Oh, crazy. Oh my god, more water falling. That's so insane. Yeah, it's done. Okay. That was so stupid. Calm the fuck down. Alright. What is he saying? On the first floor of that house in the corner where that wreck of bicycles propped up. I knew there was something interesting about that house. That is, I just left my remote. I'm not gonna use it to pass by. That's interesting. That is nearby indeed. If I remembered rightly, the landlord is Mr. John Garideb. Right, well, if you see her again, you make sure you give her ladyship my regards, you hear? I mean it. You tell her that Gregson sends his very best wishes. Don't worry, Inspector, we will. Thank you. Goodbye for now, then. Au revoir. Long live her ladyship. What the fuck is he talking about? What is Iris to all these people? I thought she was just a 10-year-old kid that just, like, happened to be lodging with Herlock Sholmes. Like, I don't understand. Well, at least he told us what he wanted to know before he left. Yes, so then, shall we go and see what we can find in Mr. Natsume's lodgings? Definitely! Alright, give me 1 second. I'm pouring cheese. Well, first I need to... I'm making the mac and cheese now. Don't mind me. This is why... Oh my god. This is why you joined the stream, right? To listen to me make mac and cheese. No other reason. That's why my hands are wet. No other reason. Alright, cool. Water drain. That's step 1, ladies and gentlemen. Step 2. Cheese packet. Toss that sucker in. Boom. Step 3. A little bit of milk. I don't have whole, so I'm gonna have to use 2% reduced fat milk, which kind of sucks, but it's okay. Done. Last but not least, butter. Damn, there's like no butter in this. I put that in. Look at that. You're investigating a murder and you're listening to how to make macaroni and cheese. I'm so crazy. That's so amazing, guys. Then I like to put 2 scoops of butter, which is probably not healthy. They're small spoons, I promise. They're not humongous. Now it's a bar of butter. Not a full bar. I'm just cutting up a bar. Alright, toss that in. Boom. Mix it up in your pot. Mix it all up together. And then slowly but surely, powdered cheese mixes with the milk. Mixes with the butter. If the butter would melt. And you get macaroni and cheese. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Alright. Alright, the mac and cheese is needing to cool down. Now we're back to it. Alright. To Mr. Natsume's lodgings. Here we go. Alright, what we got here? Who the fuck? May I help you? That's my voice. Don't judge me. Yes. Would this be the residence of Mr. John Garideb? Indeed, it would, sir. And who may I say is calling? My name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I am... Mr. Naruhodo is representing Mr. Soseki Natsume. I believe he's taking lodgings here. Oh. We would very much like to ask him some questions about your client. Oh. 1 moment, please. I shall convey the message to Garideb. Alright, bye. I really hope you don't come back because it's really hard to do your voice. Did you see that, Mr. Sato? That was a real-life English maid. That's insane. I know. As I understand it, anyone of standing in English society employs a number of household staff. But that was the first time I've ever seen one in the flesh. Oh, this day keeps getting better and better. It certainly feels like we've already arrived now, doesn't it? We need only to meet a butler, and the experience will be complete. Well, I'm not sure if I go that far, but I understand the sentiment. Oh, she's back. Thank you for waiting. Mr. Garideb will see you now. This way. Okay, hello. Do I move to him? Where am I going? Do I just click on him? I can't click converse. I stare at him. Okay, what Mr. Moon should I name him? Good day to you, John Garideb, at your service. Pleased to meet you, sir. This is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. He's a defense lawyer. Do excuse me not getting up. Took a shot to the knee a few years back in the Battle of Maiwand, don't you know? Earned a medal for my pains, but had to withdraw from the service. Handed over the reins to the up-and-comings, as you know. So he's a retired soldier. It's a hell of a job getting up and down the stairs now. I can tell you don't get... I can tell. I can tell you don't get out much, as you can imagine. That... what? It's a hell of a job getting up and down the stairs now, I can tell you. Don't get out much, as you can imagine. Okay. Sorry. I read that, and it didn't not make any sense. Yes, it's quite a climb up here to the second floor, isn't it? I was panting at the top of the stairs. You really must take more exercise, Mr. Naruhodo. Okay, you think so? Well, Mr. Garideb, no doubt you were very courageous to earn yourself a medal. Oh, it was nothing. The medal's just a folderol, really. Wouldn't like to offend the general, though, so I grudgingly displayed it on the wall. Why don't you fetch it down, Joan? Joanne. Let these good people see it properly. Ah. Joan, fetch the... Joan! Dash it all, woman, be careful! Oh, dearie me. I do beg your pardon, sir. You jolly near took my skin off my hands. I shall be more careful, sir. So anyway, there you have it. Living the quiet life now. Yes, I see. Now then, I hear you want to know about the chap lounging downstairs, is that right? Yes, we would be very grateful if you could answer some questions for us. Only to please, naturally, especially if it helps to keep the peace here in Blighty. We forged an alliance with the Empire of Japan recently, as I'm sure you're aware. So this case is very much in the public eye, as it were. Oh, is it? If it had some famous detective poking around, you know, in this old house, would you believe? Yes, Mr. Herlock Sholmes, that guy. Could have been. Didn't catch the chap's name. Not really a cup of tea on all that business. Oh, but you have a copy of Rant's magazine here, so... Anyway, the chap's inviting the foreigner's room as we speak. So he's in Soseki-san's room. It's a bally nuisance. It is what it is. The whole neighborhood's twitching its curtains now. I don't like all this fuss. It's jolly unsettling. About Mr. Natsume. Oh. I still got cheese powder. Alright, let's taste our creation. Not bad. It tasted sweet for a second, which I thought was weird. But other than that, pretty chill. Alright. About Mr. Natsume then, Mr. Garideb, please do tell us. Yes, the Japanese chap, only been lodging here for a week. Oh, just 1 week? So he moved in very recently then. I have 2 lodgers at the most of the time. One on the ground floor and one just below us. The first floor room became available a week ago, you see. Ah! Gosh it all, Joanne, do be careful! Oh my goodness, I'm terribly sorry, sir. Oh, she's talking. Fuck. If you want to know my opinion. Okay. I thought he was a shady sort from the moment I set eyes on him. Oh, why? He seemed to have a most nervous disposition, always shaking and looking over his shoulder. The man's had shady written over his sweat-soaked brow, if you ask me. I said to myself, Joanne! That man is trouble. Sooner or later he's going to do something untoward. And I'm rarely wrong about anything. We won't be calling this man as a witness, that's for sure. Was there anything else that struck you as suspicious about the man at all? Yes, oh yes indeed there was. And she's dying to tell us. Then why didn't you tell us originally? Had you noticed anything else about your lodger, Mr. Natsume? Oh my word, yes. The man was shadier than an ocean. Oh, okay. Could you elaborate? Well, take the man's room. Absolutely stuffed full of books it is. More than anyone could ever read. And he never so much as passes the time of day with another living soul. I haven't seen a single visitor call. He just trots off to the old bookshop every single day. Comes back at 5 to light the gas fire. And the funny thing, the funny little man is up long past the time everyone else in the house has gone to bed too. Oh, I see. The gentleman on the ground floor goes to bed at around 9 each night. But I've never known that Japanese fellow to retire any earlier than 2 in the morning. Ah. Okay, I'm kind of having fun with her voice now. Could you clarify something, I wonder? What, pray? How do you know so much about Mr. Natsume's routine? Oh! I understood that neither of the lodgers live on this floor of the house, is that correct? That's right, yes. They're both below us, on the first floor on the street level. Then, how is it that you know so much about the lives of your lodgers? The precise times that they come back in the evening, for example. Even the times they go to bed. Good grief, Joanne! Be careful, woman! Oh my goodness, sir! I'm terribly sorry, sir. Something doesn't quite add up here.
I need more mac and cheese. It helps with the voices.
Don't mind me. I'm a little hyper today, I don't know why. I'm just chilling. Man, this mac and cheese is pretty good. It seems that the incident took place at around 5 in the evening. Did you happen to look out the window at around that time? The window? Yes, we noticed that the window over there looks out over Briar Road. The incident took place on the pavement just on the far side of their street. Was there anyone suspicious loitering nearby? 5 o'clock is dinner time in the Garideb household, so I'm afraid I don't remember seeing anyone there. Anything at all, really. How about you, Joanne? No, sir. I would have been dusk outside already at that hour. And with the fog as well, I should think it would have been quite impossible to see the other side of the road. Oh, I see. Did you notice anything else out of the ordinary then? Such as... anything at all, even if it seems unrelated. Well... yes, was there something then? Well, it's nothing particularly significant, but about around the time and when... Ah! For the love of God, Joanne, watch what you're doing! Oh, dearie me, what have I done? I'm awfully sorry, sir. Do be more careful, woman. Of course, sir. If I may, Mr. Narrow Hollow. Yes, that's me. I have an exceedingly good memory as far as I can remember. Nothing out of any significance took place here at that hour. Nothing at all. No, Joanne, is the ringleader of this fucking operation. I'm telling you right now. He was about to say something, and she poured the coffee to stop him from talking. She's the ringleader. She's acting all, oh no, woe is me. Nah, that's just a facade. Oh really? Mr. Garideb? Do you have something to say? The way you were talking before, it sounded rather like there might have been something. Oh well, as I was saying, it was just a trifling matter really. Now, Joanne, dash it all! What is the matter with you, woman? Begging your pardon, sir. Nothing happened. Yes, quite. Nothing happened. We sat down to a quite uneventful Meal, Joanne. That's right, Mr. Garideb. What is the matter with these two? It sounds like something happened here in this room on the evening of the incident, but what? I wish I knew. Oh, it kept going, okay. Could you tell us which floor Mr. Natsume's room is on? Why, certainly. Just below us on the first floor. And Mr. Sholmes is investigating there even as we speak. Yes. He told me Nat's his name, had asked him to look into the matter, and so I gave him a key. Mr. Natsume has engaged Mr. Sholmes' services? That's a blatant lie. Would it be alright if I also had a look around in Mr. Natsume's room, I mean? Don't see why not. It's just down one flight of stairs. Who knows if we'll find anything that could help us with the case, but we have to try. We need all the clues we can lay our hands on, shall we? Yes. And while we're there, we can speak with Mr. Sholmes again. Perhaps he'll be able to tell us more. I wonder if I can remember how to do, what's it face? What's that? What the frick? That's not what I wanted. Get out of here. Shoo. I was trying to click the arrow. Ah, there you go. Okay, that was so helpful. Why is everything broken? Look at this crockery on display here. It's rather unusual, isn't it? Oh my, a genuine London dresser. Isn't it delightful? Although the shelves seem to be broken and the crockery is... Oh dear, in pieces. Oh, I was doing Rio's voice. It really is. The word crack wouldn't do Chinaware justice. Ah, I wonder. Perhaps the cannon was fired at it. Yeah, probably something like that. Well, let's not dive too deeply here. Alright, let's back up. Let's go to Mr. Natsume's room. And let's check it out, and we'll talk to Sherlock Sholmes. If he's... Oh, there's a cat! A calico cat. I wonder what's her name. I'm sorry if you can hear me swallowing. 1 second. Hello. It's called Ace Attorney. It's basically an investigative lawyer game, and this is one of the games that was recently released. There was it's been out for a long time, and like on the DS and all that, but they remastered the first 3 games and released them on PS4, and I played it and I loved it to pieces. And they released this new game, which is us in the past, and it's just like ancestors and like old lawyer cases and stuff like that. And then they just released a new trilogy of the remastered old games, and I'm trying to finish this one so I can get that game. So yeah, welcome. Don't mind my voices, I do them all the time. And smell it, it's so musty in here. I suppose it's the mountains of old books that are responsible for that. Well, I don't think I've ever seen so many books in all my life. No, me either. It's so dark in here, too. There's a frickin' brick wall there, that's probably why. Is that a window over there? No, it's a brick wall. It was a window, I think, yes, once upon a time. But for some reason it's been closed up with bricks and mortar. So this is where Mr. Natsume lives. By the way, I haven't spotted Mr. Sholmes anywhere, have you? No, that's true. But according to what Mr. Garideb told us, the Grey Detective should be around here somewhere investigating. I swear, if he's hanging on the wall, I'm gonna lose my shit. I swear to God. I swear to God, Mr. Blue. Nope, I don't think he's here. Let's pet the cat. Oh, hi. Wait, what? Come back! Oh my, what an adorable little cat. Perhaps he's looking after all the books while his master's away. I don't know about that. He disappeared into the pile of books as quick as a flash. It was a tricolor Mickey, wasn't it? Do they even have that sort of cat here in Great Britain? Perhaps excuse me. Perhaps Mr. Natsume brought the little creature with him from Japan. That's made me feel homesick now. Already? We've only been in the country for 2 days. Ah, no, he's not here yet. Alright, what's on the desk? That desk seems to be wedged in a crevice between the mountains of books on either side. I suppose Mr. Natsume would sit there and read while he's stroking his cat. But surrounded on all sides by these towering old tomes. Surely he dreamt of books every night as well. Yes, he must have done. Mustn't he? Jesus. Oh, what's this? It's a receipt from a second-hand bookshop. Your Books. Oh yes, Mr. Natsume's name is on it. Look at the date purchase. 2 days ago at 4:45 p.m. That's the day of the incident. That's just a short while before he was embroiled in the terrible attack. He must have been on his way back from buying some old books. What books did he grab? What about this? I can't even look at that. This guy? Oh look, it's Beckoning Cat from home. 1 second, I'm eating mac and cheese again. Bruh, I told you he was gonna appear out of nowhere. I swear to God. Alright, buddy. We're on opposite teams this time. Ah! No, I'm sorry. Look, it's Mr. Naruhodo! Oh no, look, Mr. Naruhodo. Ah, there he is. Where did he appear from? He seems to be engrossed in the pages of an old book. I hope he won't mind if we disturb him. Hello, Mr. Sholmes! Oh, fucking Christ. I forgot how to do his voice. Ah, you two, good day! Now, let me see, where was it that we met? Oh, Mr. Sholmes, we were together on the SS Buria. Yes, of course, the Buria. And let me see, what happened on that voyage again? It was Kazuma Osogi. He died, tragically. But you were a great help to us. Ah, yes, of course. The case of Mr. Osogi. It was the one with the snake, wasn't it? Well, you seem to remember something of it, at least. What an honor to be remembered vaguely by the great Herlock Sholmes. This is Mr... Oh, no, my dear madam, hold your tongue. I pride myself on my superior powers of recollection. That's all he is. He's all the drama. Your names are safely recorded in my brain attic. Miss Naruhodo. And Mr. Susato. Nope, that is not our name, sir. Try the other way around, Mr. Sholmes. Ah, I lose the first round, it seems. Ah, fucking psychopath. In truth, I had hoped to invite you both to my Baker Street suite the day we arrived in London. But some Scotland Yarders ambushed me at the railway station and whisked me away to a crime scene. It was an entirely trivial case, of course. I solved the matter in no more than 30 minutes. So they apprehended Sasaki-san in that short of an amount of time? I'm afraid the pursuance of a new case has dulled my recollection of my past involvements a little. A little? It is a mistake to think that one's brain attic has elastic walls and can distend to any extent. but do my best to forget useless facts, lest they should elbow out the useful ones. Useful ones. Yes, those are my own words of an inimitable wisdom, you know, from an adventure entitled A Study in Scarlet. Please, there's no need to quote yourself. I beg of you. I don't always remember my pearls of wisdom, but fortunately my associate pens them beautifully. He means Iris, I suppose. Mr. Sholmes, we have some extremely important questions to ask you about the trivial case you just mentioned. Goodness, what an earnest expression! My dear madam, I should only be too pleased, and this murky room is an apt place to discuss the murky case. Okay, let's talk then. Why are you staring at me? Alright. Let's talk about the dingy room. Oh, excuse me. This room is thoroughly suffocating for the soul, my dear fellow. I assure you, any man whose lot is to dwell in a place such as this will stab somebody sooner or later. Mr. Natsume has stabbed no one. According to him, he's the only one that stabbed him. Ah, but sooner or later, as I said. I don't believe that's the issue here. About this dark little room, Mr. Sholmes. Why is there no longer... Oh, that's me. Whoops. Why is there no longer a window? Do you have any idea? No window? Well, I mean, I can clearly see that there's a window of sorts. But it's been completely blocked with bricks. Ah, I see. The answer to that question is quite simple, really. Window tax. Window tax? What is that? Surely not a tax on windows. Precisely that! Oh my goodness. Until relatively recently, a tax was levied on households in this country by the number of their windows. Those of lesser means having inherited a sizable and costly family home, perhaps, rapidly closed windows up, while the rich opened windows here, there, and everywhere, in an effort to curry favor with those in power by furnishing them with large sums of tax money. And when he talks so much, I'm running out of air. How awful and unjust, forcing people to live in rooms devoid of light. Indeed, disease was rife as a result. So, some 40 years ago, or thereabouts, the window tax was abolished. But its legacy remains, as you can see, in the squalid lodgings such as these, for example. I suppose Mr. Natsume's stipend from living in London isn't very generous, perhaps. It would appear so. I've done a little digging, and discovered that these lodgings were offered at an extraordinarily low price. Because the room is so awful, I should think. Apparently, Mr. Natsume only moved in here about 1 week ago. Yes, that's correct. However, I don't believe the low rent is explained by the shabby nature of the accommodation. Oh? Still, that is of little relevance here. A matter not worthy of further attention. Are you sure? I'm really curious now. Alright. Tell me, why'd you arrest my boy? We know this to be the lodgings of Japanese foreign student by the name of Soseki Natsume. It seems that you assisted in his arrest, Mr. Sholmes, for the stabbing of a young woman right outside here on Briar Road. Natsume, yes. I believe it was the name rather along those lines. Oh, excuse me. But Mr. Natsume denies it. Was it really justifiable to arrest a man on so little? I'm sorry, Mr. Sato, but I have not the slightest idea what you mean. But what? I can't believe he was looking Sato-san squarely in the eye while feigning ignorance. I assure you, I am not merely feigning ignorance. It would appear as if the pair of you are under some misapprehension. How? I assure you have no recollection of accusing your stooped compatriot of the crime. Wait, what? He's in jail right now. Everybody's saying you put him in jail, but that doesn't make any sense. The good detective of Scotland Yard made the following request from me, and I quote verbatim. We need you to ascertain the identity and whereabouts of a man seen fleeing the crime scene. Oh, a man seen fleeing. There were a number of books scattered on the pavement at the scene. From the book plates, I was quickly able to determine the bookshop from which they had been purchased. On speaking with the proprietor, I immediately led to this address. Elementary, wouldn't you say, my dear Ryunosuke Naruhodo? I believe there is a receipt around here somewhere from the establishment in question. So you don't think Mr. Natsume is the culprit, then? That I could not tell you, but it was aggravating my faculties, hence why I returned here. However, this place is such a trove of fascinating books, I found myself quite lost in bibliophilia. Do not be deceived into believing that I am a man of leisure. No, no, no! Oh, dear. Alright, last question, my man. Tell me, have you encountered the landlord of these lodgings? Yeah, Mr. Garidebs, a retired military man. It was the first time I've ever met a soldier from the great British institution that is the services. And it was the first time I've ever met a maid from the great British institution that is service. What the fuck? I can't laugh right now, sorry. I didn't think it was that funny. I do apologize. As you well may be aware, many households in London employ a maid. Yes, I read that as much as... Sorry, I gotta... Thanks! See you! Yes, I read as much in my Great Britain primer. And so conversely, whether or not a household employs a maid come to betoken the social standing of those dwelling therein. Betoken their social standing, sorry. Put simply, my dear fellow, those who employ at least a single maid are considered middle class. Those who do not are beneath it. In the upper echelons of society, of course, households employ staff to constitute a large family. Goodness, how extraordinary. As you could appreciate, for those on the precarious boundary between the middle and lower classes... Oh, excuse me. Suspicious. Being able to afford just one maid is of the first importance. I had no idea. And it is for precisely that reason that I find great stimulation in the situation upstairs. Specifically in the retired army veteran, Mr. John Garidebs. Oh? Affable as he is, the fellow is hiding something. Whether or not it imposes on the circumstances of this case, I am yet unable to ascertain. I'm thoroughly lost on what he means to say. Oh, wait, no. Oh, please don't. Oh, we're done questioning him. One second, let me get something to drink. I am thirsty. Alright, I'm back. I got some water. I forgot I had leftover cheesecake. I'm gonna eat that for dessert. And I also got some milk. Alright. I'm gonna let it just run for a little bit. Autoplay this sucker. Not really, but you know. You are correct. We're gonna do it, don't worry. I mean, you gotta. That's the problem. You gotta trust them. And if you're trying to be a defense attorney, it kind of sucks sometimes, but... No, he was investigating because he had a sneaking suspicion it wasn't him. He's 100% hiding something. Yo, that cheesecake was delicious. What the hell? Alright. I drank. I ate. I need to get water because if I'm to continue doing these voices, I need to take care of my throat. Oops. What the hell? Moon face. A busy man indeed. He's gone back to his book in the corner of the room. How you doing, bud? Alright, so go talk to Garidebs. What the hell? I know where we're at and what day it is. Oof. Ah, you pair again. Tell me, was the detective chap, I forgot his name, still hard at work down there? Mr. Herlock Sholmes. Ah, yes, rings a vague bell. All that detective business isn't really my thing, I'm afraid. Well, Mr. Sholmes is in his element down there. Jolly good show. Another cup of tea, if you please, Joanne. Now then, why don't you tell me what... For the umpteenth time, woman, will you watch what you're bally well doing? Oh, I forgot how to do her voice, fuck. I shall be serving dinner shortly, sir. Yes, of course. Frightfully rude of me, but I'm afraid I shall have asked you to take your leave if you be so kind. Oh, yes, of course. We are deeply grateful for your assistance. Not at all, not at all. Don't get much of a chance to talk to young foreigners like yourselves. It's been a pleasure. Best of luck and all that. Perhaps you can see yourselves out. According to Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Garideb is hiding something, and since no other avenues of investigation seem open to us at the moment, perhaps we should do some digging. What the fuck is he doing? He just appeared on the side of the window. Did you see this man? Hello? What's he doing over there? Mr. Sholmes. Aha! We meet again, my dear fellows. Good gracious, when did he sneak in here? Herlock Sholmes. Sorry, that's like stuck in my throat. Herlock Sholmes, at your service. Whatever were you doing over by the window? I am given to watching the unevening sky as the sun sets, madam. Yet sadly cheerful as the room downstairs undoubtedly is, it lacks an aperture for such observation. So I took the liberty of borrowing a small corner of space by the window up here. Well, keeping an eye to the windows at dusk is the prudent thing to do in London, gathering. Ah, and one more thing, Mr. Naruhodo. Me? I thought perhaps you might be in need of a certain great detective's great mind. Yeah, wait, he's not talking about... Is he... I didn't think to be going through this again so soon. Do you mean, Mr. Sholmes? There is mighty secret in this modest room. My eyes see even the most trivial of trifles. I take it you're prepared, Mr. Naruhodo. I think so. There is just enough time for one of my greatly admired great deductions. Let us conclude the matter before dark. I'm dying. Mr. Garideb, though it would seem you are a military man of considerably distinguished service, your standing as a landlord is most certainly not what one might call first-rate. I'm afraid, sir, that all is too clear to me. There are two conclusions I have been able to draw by the careful observation of your living arrangements. I beg your pardon? The first is that even as we speak, you are concealing the presence of a ferocious beast in your care. And the second is that as a result of the beast's violent rampage, you have lost something very dear to you. Mr. Naruhodo, look! The old man's broken out in a cold sweat. Look at that sweat. It's still going. Unbelievable. It seems Mr. Sholmes' conclusions are both spot on. How could you possibly have known? How could I have possibly have known, you mean to inquire? There's an answer that couldn't be simpler, sir. For in the dense jungle of logic and reasoning, I am the king of beasts. You're a psycho is what you are. And I know only too well that wild beasts are not easily tamed. Whoops. Yo, I'm just saying, I have no evidence to use in court. Like, we haven't been doing shit. But I know why. Because the police people are not letting us in at all. But, like, I want to be in court right now. I want to be pressing. I want to be presenting evidence. I want to be finding contradictions. What are we doing? Let's get to work. Shall we begin? Once again, Herlock Sholmes is proud to present his logic and reasoning spectacular. This is close enough. I'll do this. The Great Deduction. The game is afoot. Topic 1. Nature of the beast. Deduction. It certainly shouldn't take a great detective to see that a fearsome beast has been on a rampage of late within these four walls. Thus we are faced with the question, what form might this beast take? For a man with military breeding, your eyes are uncommonly candid. Your furtive glance, Mr. Garideb, leads us directly to the answer. A lion. The true nature of the beast has run rampant here as revealed by that lion's statue. Yes, Though an armed man, you appear unimposing at best. A fact that has fueled your admiration for the mighty lion, the king of beasts. What is this piffle, I ask you? In the end, your admiration became so great in the fact that you had living, breathing specimens shipped from India, which you tried to keep in your very house. What? Yet living with such a wild beast oh my god, I got so many hiccups. Oh my god, excuse me. Sherlock Holmes' logic and reasoning spectacular is having some effect on me, it seems. Yet living with such a wild beast proved more difficult than you had imagined. The chilling traces of wild rampage are still very much in evidence. Well... Yet as we look around, the beast in question fails to present itself. Where could this angry creature could have disappeared to? Madam, oh god. Me? I pay you, do not consider me unchivalrous, but it is plain to me, with one glance in your direction, it is. Oh god. Your dress pocket gives us a handsome clue as the beast's current where. Oh fuck, I got hiccups. Ah, damn it. Well, we're gonna take a break from talking, I guess. You know what's crazy is that he finds all the clues, just not to the right reasonings. God damn. A traveling show currently sojourning in nearby. Okay. I'm gonna freaking. Give me a second. Okay, let's see if that works. Oh god. He's growing tired of Sherlock Holmes' false deductions. Indeed, in that blithe pose, the distress this loss has caused you is veritably something. I didn't read the last one. Your head weighs heavy on your shoulders, the pain you feel being revealed by that supporting arm. Amid fits of tears, you let your beloved beast go. The strain of losing something so dear to you, it is clearly visible in your visage. Nonsense, man, I simply... But what, we must now ask ourselves, is the true cause of this pain? And we need only follow the direction of your gaze to find the answer. Yes, it is the pile of bills that has given rise to the pain you suffer. Every envelope contains another demand for payment. For cartloads of meat, potatoes, wheat, and tea. Indeed, feeding your beloved has a devastating impact on the financial circumstances of your household. And so you had no choice but to let it go. Yes, well, Now, in a final fit of rage, the ferocious beast carried out one last unimaginable attack. Unimaginable? Oh yeah, I've been looking at that too. Like, what the hell? Looks like it burnt the carpet away, I guess. The aftermath of which can be clearly seen by observing the carpet over there. A very expensive woolen carpet, if I'm not mistaken. Oh dear me. What could have caused such destructive outburst? This time, madam, I'm afraid it was you who has inadvertently revealed the truth to me. Your wandering eye has settled upon the answer very neatly indeed. Yes, to explain the dire state of the carpet, we need only look to the Tower of Cakes. There is no creature more dangerous on this earth than a beast with an unsatiated appetite. Was it or was it not once said by a certain noblewoman, if they have no bread, let them eat cake? Food is at the heart of all tragedy, in fact. Whatever do you mean? Oh, whoops. Having tired of the taste of cake, the beast began to stalk its next prey. I'm sure I need not spell out the nature of its final act of destruction carried out by the beast. There's only one logical conclusion. Worked into a frenzy by hunger, the lion attacked and ate the carpet. The teeth marks on the carpet are a perfect match with those of a lion I once saw in India. Topic 2, aftermath. Conclusion, carpet gnawed on by starving lion. I am never wrong. Thus concludes Herlock Sholmes' great deduction of this beastly puzzle. They're like, what the fuck is this? Oh my god. Ah! What is the matter with you, Joanne? You're pouring scalding hot tea all over me. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Garideb. I'm afraid I didn't notice. My deductions can be startlingly sharp. It stands to reason that your cup runneth over. Indeed, my revelations can make people spill tears. At times, too. Drinking some water. Oh! Mr. Sherlock Holmes, sorry to butt in again, but could I just make a quick observation? Why, certainly, Mr. Naruhodo. What is it again? Well, your deductions just now. Do you really think a lion could have fit inside of a room of this size? Indeed, is it the only explanation for the facts? The terrifying truth all too often lies beyond the realms of common sense. What is it said? If you've ruled out all the probable, then it must be the improbable. Is that the quote or something like that? Ah, there you go. When you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth. When you've eliminated the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth. But wouldn't it be an idea to consider what lies inside the realms of common sense as well? But if an uncaged lion had run amok in this very room, surely Mr. Garidebs and his maid would have been hurt, or worse. Ah, that's where you are stuck. No doubt the former military man held his own against the beast using that large cannon. I thought you said they sold the lion to the circus. And what about the food? Meat and potatoes are one thing. But I don't believe I've ever heard of a lion that drinks tea. Ah, Mr. Misusato. It occurs to me with some regularity that irrespective of race and breeding, whenever anyone lands on British soil, they are infused with highly appropriate taste of afternoon tea. Of course. Oh, what a glorious notion. Well then, Mr. Naruhodo, it's your turn to shine again. I had a feeling this was coming. A slight massage, that's all Mr. Sholmes' deductions need. You can do it. Excellent! I've been waiting for my trusty partner in deduction to step forward. Mr. Naruhodo, we don't even know yet whether or not this is going to be helping with the Mr. Natsume case anyway. Still, uncovering the truth is always worthwhile, whatever the motivation. At least that's what I want to believe. Let us start again. From the beginning of Herlock Sholmes' logic and reasoning spectacular. Good evening. Course correction. Hold it, Mr. Sholmes. Nature of the beast and a rampaging Asiatic lion. Oh, whoops. The fucking posing he does is insane. Alright. We've already listened to this part, that's why I'm not speaking it. He's gonna just say his thing again. Yeah. There you go. I really didn't see that lion thing coming. No, but if you observe Mr. Garidebs' reaction, it rather seems as though some beast did indeed run amok here in this room. Yeah, something with a fierce nature, but it couldn't have been a lion transported from India. So what was it then? We must follow his gaze. This will lead us to the true answer. Oh, what the hell? Photograph frame. What's this photograph? It appears to be Mr. Garidebs' wedding. That is not a person, though. Look at that paw. He looks very happy, doesn't he? He does, but you can't make out his bride. No, how unfortunate. Something must have struck the glass right over the woman's. I wonder what happened. Probably best not to delve too deeply here. I think it's very wise to delve deeply here. Style bride effortlessly and beaming with the small bride. He dressed up as cat. He's talking about his cat. It has to be the fucking cat.
Take that!
The true nature of the beast that has run rampant here is revealed by that newlywed bride. Precisely, Mr. Naruhodo. No other explanation could possibly fit. Yes, this frame pictures your wife, Mr. Garideb. And while we lament the fact that her face is obscured, we can still make out her mighty arms and note that considerably horsepower they must contain. Oh, I just disappeared. Indeed, surely any woman of such powerful constitution would be honored to be described as a beast. Honored might be stretching a point. Too late, the fact remains that the beast which so clearly savaged this room was your wife, Mr. Garideb. Gia! The chilling traces of a wild rampage are still very much in evidence. Well, yes, as we look around, the beast in question fails to present itself. Where could this angry creature have disappeared to, madam? Me? I pray you do not consider me on blah blah blah. It is. Your dress pocket gives us the aha. This poor, fragile, defenseless woman is beside herself. Well, I don't know about fragile. Oh dear. Anyway, Mr. Sholmes is right. There's no sign of Mr. Garideb anywhere. But it seems there must be a clue to her whereabouts. A clue that this maid is trying to hide. I wonder where Mr. Garideb's wife could be. Yep, I fucking knew it. I knew she was the wife. That's why.
Take that!
Your wedding ring gives us a handsome clue as to the beast's current whereabouts. Huh. Indeed it does. That flowering band gleaming on your finger gives you away. For it is identical to the one shown in the hand of Mr. Garideb's bride in this photographic print. Okay, maybe it wasn't a paw, it's just an actual moment. In other words, you are no ordinary household maid. No. You are Mr. Garideb's lucky bride. You are Mrs. Garideb herself. Oh my word! Yep, get her. Get her. Fucking bastard. Well, jolly fine detecting, sir. As you're rightly surprised, this is the wife, yes, my Joanne. Rather let herself go, you might say, but she was a bally poor girl. Ah! Bastard. You deserve that one. It would appear that you don't live in the most comfortable of circumstances. After all, you are a retired army man, and yet you are in the business of renting out rooms. I would assume, therefore, you have insufficient means to employ a maid. Would that be correct? It's not right, I tell you. I was second lieutenant of the 3rd Regiment. A man has his pride, don't you know? By golly, it's a sorry thing when a chap can't even afford to have a single maid in his employ. Yes, here in London, one is rather judged. A household cannot be considered worthy of society if it employs no staff at all. Though, in my considered opinion, such concerns about appearances are a folly. You mean Mr. Garideb has his wife work as his maid? Precisely. Am I right, Mr. Garideb? Only in company, obviously. But listen here, this must remain a secret. Tip-top secret, please! Nature of the beast. The raging wife of Mr. Garideb. Why was she so angry? Now, Mr. Garideb, it is plain and clear that you still have deep feelings for this formidable beast. Indeed, in that blithe pose, the distress this loss has caused you is veritably tangible. Your head weighs heavy on your shoulders, the pain you feel being revealed by that supporting arm. Mr. Sholmes is quite something. He's still calling Mr. Garideb's wife a beast. Yes, a woman that feels rather uncomfortable. But Mrs. Garideb is standing beside her husband as we speak. In other words, he hasn't lost his beloved at all, has he? Oh, how true. So perhaps that supporting arm that seems to be propping up his head has some other significance. According to Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Garideb's pain is tangible, though. What could that pose really signify? Is that a slap? That's a slap.
Take that!
Yep, she slapped him. Jesus. Your head weighs heavy on your shoulders, the pain you've been revealed by that slapped cheek. And of course, the deliverer of that impressive mark on your cheek that refuses to fade was you, Madame Joanne Garideb. Look at her eyes, Jesus. Oh yes. You have been desperate to hide that slap mark on your cheek, sir. Ah. That's why he's facing this way. No wonder he hasn't been facing this an entire time. That's hilarious. Oh my god. Oh, the blazes! How did you work on that out, man? Nothing escapes the notice of one trained in the art of observation, my dear fellow. That's why you haven't looked in the direction of us at even once. To keep your other side from view. Well, Now, let us proceed to the next conundrum. Why were you subjected to such a violent slap? In other words, we must ask ourselves what caused Madame Garideb to fly into a rage. And we need only follow the direction of your gaze to find the answer. Yes, it's the pile of bills! Just kidding. Didn't Mr. Sholmes say that the bills were all for the lion fodder? Yes, but now we've established that the lion never existed. Which can only mean that the thing responsible for the gobbling up all that food was Mr. Garideb's wife. Mr. Naruhodo, she's a person, not a thing. Yes, well, she's also a person who gave her husband a mighty slap around the face. One so hard that it left a perfect hand mark, in fact. Yes, why would a woman want to hit her husband with such force, I wonder? I'd love to know the answer to that question as well. Bookmark. Oh! Ah, so someone must be reading this book at the moment. There's a bookmark here. Mr. Garideb is clearly an avid reader. Oh, wait a minute. I don't think this is a bookmark. Oh no, so it isn't. It's a note written in a woman's hand. Oh, James, I love you. Yours, Mary. Uh-oh. And look next to the signature. Lip marks made with lipstick. What a passionate and romantic gesture. Don't get any ideas, just out of song. Oh dear, I'm sorry. So this bookmark is actually a love note then. Hi, art.
Take that!
Yes, it is this love note that has given rise to the pain you suffer. Oh, James, I love you. Yours, Mary. Passionate indeed. Oh, she about to punch him again. Perhaps the sender of this note, a certain Miss Mary, is the fly in the ointment here. Damn again. But I don't know that bully woman. You don't know her? That note wasn't written to me. It was just in the book. I don't know how it got there. It was just in there, you say? That's right. That's what I've been trying to... Ah! A likely story. Now listen here, Joanne. No thing I explained at that time. I bought the book at a second-hand place, and that note must have been already in there. So the previous owner of the book was using the note as a bookmark, you mean? That's right. That's what I've been... Ah! A likely story. For heaven's sake, woman, look at the name! It's written to James! My name, in case you've forgotten, is John! Ah! A likely story. Are you questioning my name now? There. And there we have it. Arouse the suspicions of the female heart and you unleash a beast with the most ferocious bite. Now, in a final fit of rage, the ferocious beast carried out one last unimaginable attack. Unimaginable? Oh, that's her. The aftermath of which can be clearly seen by observing the carpet over there. A very expensive woolen carpet, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, dearie me. What could have caused such destructive... Oh, what could have caused... destructive outburst? This time, madam, I'm afraid it is you who has inadvertently revealed the truth to me. Your wandering eye has settled upon the answer very neatly indeed. Yes, to explain the dire state of the carpet, we need only look to the Tower of Cakes. Nah, she ain't eat shit. You know what she did? Knocked that candle over, that's what she did. Oh, there's a lot of hair on my freaking foot right now. No, that's not true. So this last part of Mr. Sholmes' text here, we need to fix. We need only to follow Mr. Garidebs' gaze. Mrs. Garidebs' gaze. That will tell us the real answer. Alright, let's see what we can see. Yes. I love how fucking... I was trying to grab the candle.
Take that!
Yes, to explain the dire state of the carpet, we need to only look at the candlestick. Most illuminating, my dear fellow, and of course the only possible way out of this logical labyrinth. Yes, the remnants of a ferocious attack in which the carpet was devoured are clearly visible. Indeed, they are. The scorch marks at the edge clearly give away the truth. Scorch marks? It would appear that this room was the scene of a little marital altercation. Yo, her jiggle physics of her frickin' cheeks are insane. What the hell? I just noticed. They ricocheted like 10 times. That was insane. Mr. Garidebs' mighty arm muscles left an impression not only on her husband's face, but on the entire room. The force of her strike caused a candle to fall from the holder. And in seconds the carpet was alit, and the whole corner of the room in flames. Yes, for the most ferocious beast in the world is neither a violent lion or a vengeful woman, but fire. And in this room, that ferocious beast bared its claws and ran amok. Eloquently put, my dear fellow. So you see there's but one conclusion here. Jesus. Oh my god. After the sparks of the miracle discord flew, this room was the scene of a fire. He's like, okay, I can look at you now. Mr. Sholmes, sir. I salute you! What the fuck? Guy! Bro! She got him. What the fuck? Conclusion. Carpet scorched by a small fire. First of all, I just want to point out that I solved it, okay? Second of all, that was really cool animation. Sometimes I miss the 2D of it, but then it does things like that, and I'm like, damn, I really like that. That was really good. And it's this dashed long winter nights, you know. Nothing to do but read in front of a good fire. Luckily, there's the jolly good second-hand bookshop just around the corner. Buy all my old novels there. And in the pages of one particular novel, you discovered some rather illicit material, for which your wife had admonished you harshly, it seems. Don't know about admonish. Demolished might be the rather closer to the mark. And beast is most... Ah! She went so fast. That was hilarious. And the carpet, was that destroyed by the fire when the candle fell on the floor? Afraid to say it was. Happened in the blink of an eye, you know. The whole place filled with smoke, couldn't see a bally thing. I was caught between the old stick's rage and the raging flames. You paint a torrid picture, sir. One that would have been most entertaining. That's sympathy for you. Didn't take long for the fire to spread, of course. The bally furniture started going up as well. We've had to hide the mess behind the screen for the time being. Over here, Mr. Garideb. Well, you have nothing more to hide now, if you allow me. Had all my favorite novels in that case, but as soon as the fire got a hold of them, that was it. Whoosh, up in a smoke. Gosh. Then the wife started hurling things at me. What a terrible sight it must have been. There was I, back up against the window under heavy enemy rain. Enemy fire. Incendiary books incoming 10 to the dozen. Worst of it, I lost my favorite book called The Lion's Pride. The Lion's Pride. Ah, yes. Your notorious love of big cats coming through again. I assure you, the title didn't influence my choice in the slightest. So the poor man really did lose something dear to him as a result of the ferocious beast rampage. Mr. Sholmes' deductions turn out to be the correct one again. It can only be described as a great British wonder. I tell you, it was total carnage. Flames everywhere and the old stick in the full fettle. Out of interest, what time of day was that? Not sure I can remember. It was 2 days ago now. Around 5 o'clock, I think. So at exactly the same time, a terrifying incident was unfolding outside your window on the street below. Even more terrifying on the inside, I can assure you. The whole of Blighty could have been flattened outside my window at the moment, and I wouldn't have even noticed the dashed thing. Oh, really? Mr. Sholmes? Yes, Mr. Haruho. What can I do for you? Well, I think we've got to the bottom of Mr. Garideb's situation now. But what does that have to do with Mr. Natsume's circumstances? I can't help you there, I'm afraid. What? My dear fellow, if you recall, I did as much from the outset. I warned you that although I knew the retired army man might be hiding something, I could not be sure whether his secret would be proved to be of relevance or not. I just knew you were going to say that. I mean, it's true, though. Now, Mr. Naruhodo, you mustn't lose heart. Bear in mind that all things fall into only two categories. Those relevant to the case and those not. That makes no sense to me. Well, no matter. It is of far greater importance that you make up your mind now. Sorry? Visiting hours of the prison will soon be over. Oh no, it's time already. If we're to accept Mr. Natsume's case, we have official paperwork to attend to. So that's it, no more time to think. Perhaps you'd like to betake yourselves to bidding us farewell now. I must prepare supper for Mr. Garideb. Oh, yes, I'm so sorry. Thank you both very much for your time. Soseki-san will be waiting for us, and I'm going to have to give him an answer. See you guys later. Excuse me. It's time, Mr. Naruto. We must hurry back to the prison. Yes, I know. Let's hail a car. Or care. Oh. What's the matter? It looks like something's going on over there in front of the Garidebs' house. What the fuck? I know thee not, old man. Fail to thy prayers. Oh my god. Okay, time out. These are very big characters, I guess. Who you calling an imini, rockin' imini pimini? I'm gonna go for Shrek a little bit. There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than are dreamt of in your philosophy. Who is this Horatio fellow? Hey, what are you on about? Excuse me. Hey, who are you now? I'm sorry, it just looked as though there might be some problem here. And my associate here, Mr. Ryunosuke Naruhodo, is a lawyer, you see. A lawyer? What? If I can be of any assistance, I'd be happy to help. I'm from Japan, but I have studied English law. Fine, I'll be on my way for today, but you mark my words. This ain't over yet. Why'd he just pose like that? Get thee to nunnery. Do I look like a blooming nun to you? These people are such big characters. Literally, I feel like every person I've met up until now have been like stereotypical, like, olden English people, and then fucking these people come out of the woodworks. I do hope you're not injured. Oh, fair Eastern maiden, thou art so gentle. Thank you. What was that all about? There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, that are dreamt of in your philosophy. I'm not a Horatio either. Forgive the inquiry, sir, but are you a lodger here? In the Garideb residence? Oh, fair Eastern maiden, thou art so right. Yes, I do dwell in this humble abode. Mr. Garideb mentioned that he had another lodger, didn't he? This must be the man. Do you happen to know the other lodger who lives on the first floor? Ah, yes, a gentleman named Natsume. Oh, more worthy a polemist in my battle of words ne'er could there be. Sorry, battle, did you say? Who is the stronger, Hamlet or Macbeth? Mr. Natsume and I sparred long into the night. I see. I don't fully understand, but it seems Mr. Natsume and this gentleman are acquaintances at least. So fair maiden, so good gentleman, I can tarry here no longer. Fare thee well. Okay, bye. I didn't really understand him, but I think he's returned to his room. It seems he's unaware of what happened to Mr. Natsume, so he can't really help us. With Soseki-san and that man as lodgers, the Garideb house is certainly full of eccentrics. Anyway, I'll go find a carriage. Yes, I'm sure Mr. Natsume is eagerly waiting for our return. Let's hope we can get to the prison before visiting hours are over. Oh, here we go. Let's see if I can do George Joestar's fucking voice again.
Oh, it's you! You're here! You came! Locum student of Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. I cannot believe you came back! I'm so touched!
We are so sorry to have kept you waiting, Mr. Natsume.
Oh no! Think nothing of it. Relax. If I were a cat, I would purr with pleasure at the company of such fine compatriots. Noble, nurturing, never failing Nipponese.
Oh, now let's not get carried away. Oh god, who's talking? I feel like it's Baron von Sykes or Baruch. What was his name? Barak von Sykes.
Oh yes, I quite agree. There is nothing more reassuring than the familiarity of one's native land. On the other hand...
Oh, never mind, it's shelved.
It is through great transcending international borders that one truly appreciates the fact. Such is my belief, at least. It's you! The miserable rotten spy! Herlock Sholmes, or Hairlock Sholmes.
Mr. Sholmes, what are you doing here? I have no intention of doing anything per se, save observing, of course. Whatever do you mean, Mr. Sholmes? Well, having encountered some curious reading material in that glooming room, and having unmasked the secret identity of that eccentric pair, I decided I should drop in on my way home to see how our divested friend is faring.
Gloomful room.
At least your accommodation here offers a window, my dear fellow. In that sense, it is a superior option. Anyway, I must commend you on your taste in books. My day has been delightful and cost me not a penny.
Ah, you! How dare you, Hairlock Sholmes! I've had it. I'm through. I'm at the end of my rope. I should never have come to Great Britain. It was a terrible mistake. Haunted by the spirits in those accursed lodgings. No doubt my luck will be cursed in tomorrow's trial as well. My whole life is bedamned!
What are you thinking, Mr. Naruto? He mentioned that once before, didn't he? That his lodgings were cursed, I mean. And there is much truth in Mr. Mustache's words. What? Cursed is the wholly inappropriate description, I would say, for the man's lodgings indeed for tomorrow's trial. What's that supposed to mean? What the fuck? Mr. Natsume, what did you mean by what you said just now? About the trials tomorrow being cursed?
Oh no, why are you looking so grave? You're making me nervous. I was just getting carried away, that's all. I didn't mean anything.
Oh, I see. That's really agitating.
You don't mean the trial is really cursed somehow?
Are you referring to the prosecutor? Oh, the prosecutor? The Reaper of the Bailey?
The Reaper? Oh, no, what do you mean? Please tell me, summarize in 16 salient words.
No defendant has ever survived a trial in which the Reaper stands for the prosecution. Ever. That was literally 16 words.
Oh my goodness, can it be really true? That was 16 words exactly.
Yesterday, Mr. Naruhodo successfully defended someone against the Reaper. But then, after the trial was over, the defendant passed away in unusual circumstances. Mr. McGilded.
What?
I am impressed, Mr. Sato. You have an eye for detail. Actually, the Lord Chief just told us. Mr. Sholmes, surely it can't be that having failed to have accused convicted, Lord Van Zykes killed the man himself. Oh no, he couldn't have, surely. That was so fast. You have wonderful notions. Sorry? The man isn't a mass murderer. He's a court prosecutor, my dear fellow. Oh yes, why of course he is.
Of course he is, then why are you trying to scare me?
It could be said, however, that the real truth about the man is even more terrifying than your hypothesis. What on earth do you mean by that? Van Zykes is quite the exceptional man. However, in London's court of law... Exceptional? Is that equating to, oh fuck, I just went past me. That's good. So second son looks like he's about to cry tears of joy. As you are no doubt aware, in a British criminal trial, there is both a judge and jury. The judge officiates based on the letter of law, whilst the jury offers public opinion and common sense. It is an excellent system whereby the defendant's guilt is considered from several points of view. However, public opinion is particular and somewhat easily manipulated. Right. Criminals and corrupt lawyers, for that matter, can use it to their advantage, by any means at their disposal, contriving evidence, calling impostors as witnesses, and so on. By such underhanded means, those who would want to are able to sway the jury, which means that even in the light of irrefutable evidence, the prosecution can fail. but it means that the wrong verdict can be passed. And sadly, it is from time to time. My dear madam, it is simply the reality of our situation. And that's alright. However, those indicted by Lord Van Sykes cannot escape justice. The fate is sealed. Though the agitation may seem see them leave the courtroom with their freedom, within months they all disappear. It's most striking. Disappear? But how? By all manner of misfortune, sir. Perhaps they are trampled under a passing carriage. Perhaps they fall into the Thames and drown. Perhaps they are suddenly overcome by a raging fever, or perhaps attacked by highwaymen. Oh, no. All examples of the reality of events here in London, I'm afraid. Damn, so even if you get them off the hook, they still die? That's crazy.
I knew it. I'm a dead dodo done for doom.
Done. When you said accursed lodgings before, you were referring to your room in Mr. Garidebs' house? I assume. Do you mean to say you believe that place is actually cursed?
It's been a year now since I came back to Britain, or came to Great Britain. But I only been in London for a week before I started to notice strange feelings in myself.
That didn't take long, then.
Everywhere I looked, there were foreign faces staring at me, laughing behind my back. I was sure people were talking about me. I started to become nervous about going outside. They were always staring at me, all the time, from dawn to dusk. And so I shut myself away in my room, but even that didn't help. The fear wouldn't go away.
You must have been very lonely, having been away from homeland for such a long time.
I've had to move a number of times, most recently to that room on Briar Road a week ago.
Yes, why did you choose there? It seems a little inconvenient.
The rent is cheap. I have so little money. It appealed to me straight away. Of course, I asked why it was so affordable. The landlord just simpered and said, "The room is cursed." Oops. He quickly tried to cover his mistake, but it was too late, so I told him. If you have something to say, then say it. But if not, don't mention it in the first place.
Yes, well said.
But it was true. It was all true.
You mean the room really is cursed then?
Ever since I moved into that windowless hellhole. My sleep has been plagued with nightmares. I wake feeling as though I'm being choked to death. In my waking hours, people are stabbed in the front of me as well as I walk down the street. I'm a branded killer, thrown in prison. Nobody wants to know me, and I'm surrounded by scary, sinister spirits. If only there was someone, just one person by my side. Can no one find it in his or her heart to believe in me? Really, no one at all.
To believe, yes. To believe. Oh, Mr. Sholmes. Ah, me, Mr. Naruhodo. Pray, what can I do for you? It's about the SS Buria. If you recall... The Buria. Ah, that case, the one with the snake. Well, yes, at the time I was a suspect, but you believed in me and listened to my side of the story. And you helped us investigate. I did I? Interesting. What I want to know is why. Why did you believe in me?
I see, yes, you mean... Because you were a grimly dressed, shady Eastern fellow found with the victim in a locked room.
Well, if you like, yeah.
I'm a little surprised that the answer requires explanation, my dear fellow. It's quite simple, really. You said I didn't do it. But I could have been lying.
Surely you must have had your doubts. You must have suspected me a little bit. I think perhaps you misunderstood. I neither recall believing in you, nor in that which you were telling me. What? You see, the only things I believe in are those I choose to believe in. What? What do you mean, Mr. Holmes?
I make up my own mind about what is to be believed and what is not. If I should look like to believe in something, I do. The circumstances can hang as far as I'm concerned. But I could have betrayed your trust.
In that case, I should have been I should have made an elementary area of judgment, nothing more. Betrayal of trust is an overused excuse in my opinion. Meaning, whether or not one should trust another is, in the final analysis, down to oneself. It is a matter of whether or not one can trust oneself.
Yes, he's right. Locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire.
The fuck? Whether or not I can believe myself. Ooh, excuse me. A defense lawyer is only as good as his faith in his people or his client. And that comes down to how much faith he has in himself. I haven't seen a Kazuma in a while. You were right. You were so right, Kazuma. Well, my dear fellows, it is time we are leaving, I believe. Already? Visiting hours are over. The guard will be here shortly to escort us out. There's a restaurant near here that serves excellent trout. Would you care to join me? Oh dear, there's never enough time, is there? I'd be happy to represent you. Finally!
Locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire.
As I said, I only experienced a British courtroom for the first time yesterday. Although the man I was representing was found not guilty, I lost sight of something crucial.
Something crucial?
What to believe in, the defendant, justice, or the truth. How to believe, even. But I think I finally worked it out. I've decided I must believe in myself above all else. Trust my instinct. Yes, Mr. Naruhodo. And my instincts are telling me that you, Mr. Natsume, are innocent of this crime. And it's imperative that we prove that in court. Locum student... Okay. I will fight for your innocence until the bitter end, with every weapon available to me. So I hope you permit me to represent you tomorrow.
As I said when we first met, I'd like to entrust my fate to someone who will listen to me in my native tongue.
Of course, Mr. Natsume. Would it be fair to say, Mr. Naruhodo, that your mind was in many ways made up from the outset? You merely needed the events of today to fully realize it. Yes, I think you're right about that. It's been a roundabout journey, but I got there in the end. What the fuck? Why show that? Mr. Sato, yes, would you be willing to stand by my side tomorrow and help me in court? Absolutely. As I said this morning, you may consider me your personal judicial assistant. The shocking events of yesterday's trial still weigh heavily on my mind, but it's time to stop looking backwards. Kazuma believed in me, and Mr. Sholmes believes in me now too. So it's time. Time that I learn to believe in myself. Soseki-san has no one. He's all alone. So it's my job to help him, to fight his corner. Tomorrow, in the courtroom, with all the strength I can muster. It sucks that right when we're about to get to the courtroom, I'm gonna get off. Like I don't have the energy anymore. Save, yes. Oh, I was like, what the fuck? Okay, trial, part 1. There we go. Hmm. Sorry, I was just reading about the game itself and like seeing if other people agree with me. And apparently, after this case, I don't know why it took 4 cases, but the pacing picks up a lot because like in the Ace Attorney trilogy, you could choose where to go no matter what, which we can do, but there was stuff to do in each place. There were people to talk to. You had to figure out what evidence you had to present to people. You had to figure out what could connect with them. You had the Magatama that when you saw they were lying, you had to break their lies in certain ways. There was just so much puzzle to it. While here it's not that much right now. That's a lot of talking, and people agree that it's like reading a book right now. So apparently after this case is done, then it starts to pick up, and then it becomes twisty and more puzzle, and I'm like, okay, finally. I still like it. It's just I missed the Ace Attorney days, you know. Anyway, so I saved that. Let me go back to title. Sure, let's save it again, I guess. Because I've been streaming for how long now? Almost 2 hours now. Yeah, so there's one more in this one, because right now we're in that one, the Clouded Kokoro. And then we have this one, the Hound of Baskervilles. And supposedly it's supposed to pick up there. And then they say it really picks up in this one. So I'm hoping, what the fuck? The Memories of the Clouded Kokoro? Yeah, so supposedly it picks up on this one. So I guess we'll see. I go from there. There's also some side stories too. I don't know how escapades. I don't know how well these are. The fuck? Pardon me, play short extra episodes. I wonder if there's actually any investigation or if it's just talking. Interesting. Alright, anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope to see you again soon. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Hopefully we can solve more crime and hopefully it picks up a little bit more. Yeah, have a good one and goodbye.